They did had some people who asked me to send them the recording when we're done. So obviously, as usual, we've had a couple of people add a few people. Jen has added a level 2, right? Lori's yeah, that was your level 2. And then we've had 2 other people that have brought people on, and they are kind of like those silent people who aren't really like working the business. One of them being Angelina, who is a girl that she's a coach at my gym. She's one of my good friends. She signed up another girl from the gym, which is awesome. And then Kayla, who is one of Brittany's she's your level 1, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I have a feeling she'll be back one day to like do the business. But she signed somebody up as well. So that is exciting. And as you guys both know, it is double points for Punta Cana. I really feel like we have to capitalize on this. Like, asking, I shared it in our team chat, that reach out that I sent to somebody, which I'm going to share more of those kind of reach outs tonight, which is from the direct sales growth community group, the No Shame Sales Game. I was going through some of her stuff tonight and I'm like, oh, these are really good reach outs. Like, I'm going to share these because they're really good. So I was going to share some of those, but like asking everybody if they know anybody, right? Like finding the right way that we like to ask, but just asking, because you never know. You really never know, right? Like who they know, if they've already thought of somebody that they'd want to ask about it and whatnot. We have our event Thursday. There is a lot going on Thursday, which I wish there was more people on so they could hear me explain this, but maybe they'll watch the replay of this. But we have like 3 options for Thursday evening at this point. Our scheduled event is a Thursday Messenger event on Instagram this week. Brittany is going to run that, calling it Pink Party. I put the graphic in the team chat. 7:00 Central, Instagram, like what, 10-15 minutes long? Not long at all. Yeah, they're super quick, but we haven't had one on Instagram in a while, and they're always nice to kind of mix things up a little bit. There will also be a messenger event, I believe, on Facebook that Bridget is going to run. She said she may run it in the Guts and Grace community, so I'm not sure where she's going to run it, but I'm sure she'll have details on that as well as a graphic for that. And then Christy Mastrolia is running a Facebook group about weight loss, specifically about weight loss, which I think is great. I think it is something that, a lot of people do come to us trying to lose weight. So if we have someone who is trying to do that, or is interested, that might be a good place to plug them in. Or our current VIPs who are on, like, I'm hoping to lose weight with these products. Invite them to that. Be like, hey, this is a group that my friend's putting on. I think you might be super encouraged. I'll get you added into the group. The info is going to be up on Thursday and you can read over it at any time. That's going to continue to build their belief. You know what I mean? And that is super important. So just because we've signed somebody up doesn't mean we stop inviting them to events. And that's something that I think I had to learn. I didn't quite understand it, and now I do. It's just continuing to build their belief, continuing to support them. And again, if they don't go, that's okay. You are taking the steps to reach out and invite them. And with the weight loss one, I think that is something that a lot of people could benefit from. And then here is the kicker. They are all at the same time. So there's that. They're all set for 7:00 Central. I think Christy's might be later than that. Christy's might be later because she's on the other coast. Let me double check hers. Yes, Christy's is at 8:00 Central. I think Bridget's might be at 8:00 Central. So maybe those are both an hour after us. Anyways, that is all going on Thursday. I don't know of any other groups going on this week. I did get a text message. Brittany, did you get this text message from corporate about some training tomorrow?
Not that I believe so.
Okay, so I got a text message that said, oh, okay, that's a trick. You're invited to an exclusive preview call tomorrow at 1:00 my time to learn about exciting updates coming in October. So I think it's like rubies and above get this training tomorrow from corporate. So obviously I'm going to get on, and then obviously I will let you know what they say, but I think it is in regards to like what's coming in October and what they're going to be changing as far as getting rid of the welcome packs. So I'll keep you updated on that. Regular team calls tomorrow, book club is tonight. Okay, so I'm just gonna share. I'm just gonna straight up read them because I like this girl's style, and I think she is very like to the point, which I think a lot of people can appreciate because it's 2023. Like people know what network marketing is, people know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I would much rather get a message that's straightforward to the point, and be able to be like, no thanks, and then move on to the conversation. You know what I mean? Like a normal human. So a lot of these are like that, but these are some reach outs. Okay, so this is, and I have this document too, so I can put this in our team chat after. But it is like 12 different scenarios for reaching out. So this one is, the first one is someone who said that they want to be on your team and then ghost you when you follow up with the next steps. So the response could be, hey, Sarah, I could have totally read our last conversation the wrong way, but when we spoke, it sounded like you might be interested in starting your Plexus business. Am I going crazy? Right? Like totally puts the ball in their court. And I feel like that's a good one for a lot of people being like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I've been so busy. You know what I mean? You could also say something along the lines of, hey, Sarah, I wanted to check in to make sure I didn't do or say something to upset you. When we last spoke, it sounded like you were gung-ho to start your Plexus business, and now I can't seem to get a hold of you. It's absolutely fine if you change your mind. I simply want to make sure we're okay or you're okay. You know what I mean? This one is how to follow up and reach out after someone reached out to you first and you have not spammed them back with any verbal vomiting, but shared a little bit. She says here that I always think hopping on a phone call is better, but I know people hate the phone, but sometimes it is easier. So you could say something like, okay, did I scare you off with that bit of info, or was it not enough? I know you might be kind of sort of interested, but maybe not, and that's okay too. So I wanted to make sure I give you enough info to make a decision, yes or no, because limbo is the worst. She also has, okay, so when someone is interested in the business and what I do, I take it offline because it takes way too much time to go back and forth. Would you be up to kicking it old school for 10 to 15 minutes sometimes this week and hop on the phone so we can see if this is something you'd even want to pursue? Which I like that, you know? And this one is going from chatting with a customer about their order, thanking them, and then transitioning into asking them. This says to host. So more like, you know, have an event essentially, right? So this one says, Sarah, let me know when your products have arrived. She lets you know when they arrive. And then you would say, I'm so glad that they made it to you. I always ask my new customers if they'd be interested in hosting a pop-up event to introduce their network to Plexus products. It's a sweet deal because I do all of the work and you earn free stuff. What do you think? So that would be something. I don't know. I kind of like that one. I'm like reading over most of these too with you guys. This is scenario 4 is reaching out to a referral. She says, hi, Sarah, my name is Colleen and a customer of mine, Sally, recommended you to me. I'm with Plexus and set up Sally with some new gut health products. And she said that you might be interested in the same. Are you in the market for some new gut health products? I have never reached out to somebody like that, but I would actually love to do so. And then this one is the scenario 5 is the, okay, I'm going to check out now. Thanks. And then no order. So this one would say, hey, Sarah, I know on Wednesday you said you were going to order Plexus and I wanted to check in because I'm not seeing the order on my back end of things, which is sometimes so slow. Were you able to place the order or did you have more questions? Okay, this one I feel like is not relevant at all because this was like super COVID. But this one is a good Facebook event invite. You could say, hey, Sarah, and I have totally used this line before. Hey, Sarah, I'm wearing my Plexus for a second and reaching out to everyone who's expressed interest in the past about Plexus. I'm hosting a quick virtual event on Thursday about the products and wanted to send you an invite. Can I send you the link? I've done that one before and it typically works. My phone thought I was talking to Siri and I said Sarah. Okay, so the next one says, circling back to someone who said they were interested, but the timing wasn't right for them, and or you've done your initial ask, invited them to an event or two, and want to bring it back up. I read this today, and then I sent this to somebody today. And it says, hey, Sarah, consider this my semi-annual check-in to see if things have settled and you're finally ready to take the leap with Plexus. So I really liked that, and I took it and kind of tweaked it a little bit. And what did I say to the girl? I don't think she has seen it yet. But I liked that one. I liked the semi-annual check-in. She has.
I love that.
Say that again.
I love like they're just so straightforward and simple and real, like what people actually say.
Normal, right? Yeah, this is what I said to this girl, and she hasn't seen it yet, but I said, hey, pretty lady, consider this my semi-annual check-in to see if you've considered Plexus anymore since we last chatted about it. And she's either going to say yes or no. And either one is fine. And then what else does she have on here? Getting referrals from contacts or customers. And it says that the above reach out is one that you might send to a customer or someone you've been having a conversation with. It is not meant to be a cold message. So this is the same one that I put in the team chat today. I'm not going to read hers out loud because it's essentially the same thing, but the one I shared in the team chat is a little bit more like personalized to Plexus. Like I added in, better mood or more energy or digestive issues like that. But she has another example as well. And it says, no, I totally get. So I guess this would be for somebody if they say that the business isn't for them, and you could say, no, I totally get that this isn't for you. I'm willing to bet that it's a different situation for someone in your network. To be honest, asking for referrals isn't something I do often. It makes me nervous, but if you might know someone who's social media savvy and likes to make extra money, I'd love an introduction. Like, that's a good one. Because I feel like so many people are like, oh, no, I don't, no, I'm too busy, or it's not for me, or blah, 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 blah.
And that one can kind of help bridge that if they do say no, that like awkwardness of, oh, okay, what do you want to talk about now?
Right.
So I like that one.
Okay, there's only 10 scenarios, sorry. And these are just finding a new warm market. She put engage with others, comment on posts, do reels, have a public profile, talk about things that are not related to your business. And then scenario 10 is finding new customers off of social media. She said, get out of your house, volunteer, be social. My out in public motto is phone down, eyes up. So I thought that was a good one. And then I found a whole list of calls to action, like a whole idea list of calls to action. So I will share both of those in the chat. I'm going to put them in there right now. And hopefully they will open up. Oh, this is another one that she has, is a conversation flow chart. And this is really like a good way to reach out to people. Like if you have somebody who they've been happily taking the products for a little while now, I really like the way that she words this because it's so stinking simple, and I feel like we so overcomplicate it. And her reach out sometimes just says, hey, Sarah, has anyone ever talked to you about the business side of Plexus? Like if you've never had a conversation with them about the business side of Plexus and they're your customer, somebody else, there's probably not been anyone else that has. You know what I mean? I don't really go unless there's somebody where I'm like, it could be a diamond 100%. Like I don't just go talk to your customers about the business. Do you know what I mean? Unless you've asked me to do that. But I feel like that is such an easy way for opening up that conversation. And if they were to say no, you could say, oh my gosh, I'm shocked that I'm the first person. In a nutshell, Plexus is the #1 gut health brand in the world, but it's not sold in stores. People can only buy our product through consultants like myself, which is cool. Have you ever considered a side gig? And then it's kind of like a whole conversation flow. And they say, oh, no way, that kind of stuff isn't for me. Thanks, though. And then you could say back, no, I get it. I can't even tell you how much I made fun of people who do what I do now so bad, but just out of curiosity, because you're my target audience, what makes this stuff not for you? Okay. And then they typically reply back with something like, I don't want to annoy my family and friends. And then you would reply back and say, oh my God, is that what you think I do? Which I love that. I think that is such a funny way to be like, is that what you really think that that's what I sit here and do? Because I think a lot of people do think that's what we do. You know what I mean? Um, and then she says, no, like they would reply back, like, no, I'm not sure. It's just, I don't want to ask people to buy from me. I'm not a salesperson. Right? Like, I have had so many people tell me that. So many people tell me that. And then you could say, well, in the effort to save the reputation of what I do, I don't ask anyone to buy from me. That would be freaking awful. I basically talk about it just like I've seen you talk about how much you like example. And I ask people if they're familiar with the brand. So I guess I asked the wrong question. I should have asked, have you ever wanted to have extra money? I love the way she did that right there. That's a good one. And then they would typically reply back with, yeah, I guess. And you would say, and if I go out on a limb here, you're on social media, right? And then her response back was, LOL. And then it was, so if I could show you how to be a regular human and not some hey girl, and you could earn some extra money, would it be worth at least looking into? Then they would say maybe. And then you would say, okay, so how about this? Why don't we kick it old school for like 10 minutes tomorrow and hop on the phone and see if it's even worth looking into? Worst case, we waste 10 minutes of our lives that we can't get back. Best case, you found a way to make some extra money without being a weirdo. And I also pinky promise that this is not a sales pitch. It's just 10 minutes. That's all I need to figure out if this is worth your time. I thought that was pretty cool. And then she has another one where like if they say yes, but I mean I don't want to read through the whole thing. I'll just share all of these in there with you guys. Because she also talks about like if they say no, ways to completely like you said, Brittany, continue and be a normal human being and not make it awkward. So those are some good ones. I've kind of been like thumbing through her page a bit with, 'cause she has so many resources in there, like so many. And my membership is going to expire in November. So I'm kind of trying to like pull out all that I can that I feel like will be useful and save it to my computer before I don't have access to it anymore. So I just wanted to share some of those examples with you guys.
Yeah, I love all of that. I mean, just the word having new, fresh wording sometimes is like what I need to just like I don't know, smack my brain like, okay, here we go. Like just have a new conversation. This is what you need to say. I like all of those.
Yes. I'm going to see if I can add them into team chat. That's definitely not it. Yes, this is one of them I think I just sent. Yep, reach out. Okay, so I'll put all of those in there. And then does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to share or questions about or thoughts on Punta Cana? Anything like that?
No questions, and I'll share it in, you might have listened to it, Allie. It's a podcast that I listened to, and she was like the guest on there, and she was sharing like party ideas essentially that she did. And mind you, like a lot of them are like old school as far as like in-person parties that she used to do, like and like games they would play to get referrals, but like it kind of got my brain going like that would be a lot of fun. And then she said obviously like nowadays like most people are going to do this over Zoom, but it was, I don't know, it was like something totally different that I have never like at least seen our team do something of this nature. And she gave like several examples of these games that they play, and like they're kind of corny and cheesy, but like again, kind of old school, to where people are like, oh wow, we haven't done this in I don't know how long, or this used to be the cool thing, now it's not, now it is again. I don't know. So
Was
I'll
that
share the podcast.
was it a Rob Sperry one?
I believe it was Rob Sparrow as a guest he had on, and then I started following the gal on social media. You know, she's, I don't even know what company she's with now. I think she just is coaching now at this point. But yeah, I believe it was Rob Sperry.
Okay, I want to hear it. Yeah, put it in the chat because
I
that would
will.
be
It was fun to hear like something different. Like even if we could do it over Zoom, like just the games, and again, kind of corny and cheesy, but it seemed like as long as you got the personality and you're like rolling with it, like people play into it. And she was just said like said all the numbers amount, like the amount of referrals she got this way, and it was pretty crazy. So something different.
What are your guys' thoughts on like getting people on a Zoom? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of struggled with it, but maybe I'm like presenting it the wrong way. You know what I mean? Jen, what
Yeah,
do
same.
you
I mean,
want to get on
I
it
don't
or
think we've had huge success with live Zooms.
mm-mm.
But it could be like you said, like how we're presenting it, or how I don't know, like like I'm envisioning, gosh, I remember going to like a Mary Kay party with my mom. Like, and they used to do these fun games and giveaways, and like
Ah,
you made a list of how many people, you'd host a party and how many people you would invite to your party, whoever had the most amount of people, and you wrote their number next to it. And then those, she said, like those are all referrals that I would then reach out to. And that got me thinking, because the one of the scenarios that you said from that script was like somebody referred you, like a script you could use for that. And yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. So the Zoom thing would be a little challenging. I mean, yes, in person, I think in that situation would be better, but I don't think it would not be doable through a Zoom.
Right. Right. I
It's super cute.
we should all host an in-person event.
I know I need to.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I need to just get it on the calendar and do it.
I know I do too.
Right.
That's
Well,
what's
Jen, do you have thoughts?
what is her
Who? What's who? Oh.
I have no thoughts. I'm good.
No thoughts. Good.
I'm just listening.
Are you gonna go to Punta Cana?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yes.
name? Heck
Gina,
yeah.
what about you? Do you want to come to Punta Cana with us? Yeah, I'm talking to you, but you're muted. Thumbs up. That'll work. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yes, I said it in the beginning of the call that it is the double credits this month for the contest for Punta Cana, and something else, because my numbers are like not they're at an even number, but they're also, I'm like, how did I end up with 54? Like how did that come about? Because you get retention credits for people who are still not ordering like $100 or 100 PV.
Oh,
So like I have a girl who ordered in July, but she has only been ordering like a couple bags of hydrate or a couple bags of active. So like last month I didn't get retention credits for that, but this month I will get double retention credits for that. Even though it's only going to be like 7 points, that's going to end up being like 14 points. So, you know what I mean?
interesting.
Yeah, right? 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 So I would my focus has big time been on the people who joined in July and August. The people who've joined in July, I have gone to them and I'm telling them like, what are you going to get for free with your perk points this month? It's their third month ordering. They can get something for free with their perk points. So that's what I have been telling my people who joined in July. What do you want to add onto your order for free this month? And then August, obviously, they're still in my customer care routine, like checking in and whatnot. So those retention credits are going to be huge. And then obviously trying to bring on as many new level 1s and level 2s as you can. Yeah, that's my plan for the month. That's my plan. So I'm excited to hear what is coming on tomorrow as far as whatever corporate has coming in October. So I'll keep everyone posted. I'm gonna stop recording.